the first thing I did was make a list of things that I liked and things that were part of my life. And on the list was, I put, of course, movies and actresses that I liked. And one actress that I like a lot is Lana Turner, and her character's name was Samarra in a movie called The Prodigal. And I love the way she looked in that movie and everything. So I I Googled it to see what else it meant, if it meant anything. And I found out in Arabic it means dark, as in brunette, I'm pretty sure. So I thought that was a good thing. And then also it's a city that a lot of people have heard about now that's in Iraq. Someone that I worked with said she was going to take a belly dance class, and she didn't end up going, so I went alone because I had signed up and she didn't sign up in time. And I just loved it from the beginning. I just loved the music, and I had started doing like research before I went to the class, and I loved the costumes, and I had studied fashion design, so that really appealed to me. And I also liked, I loved I Dream of Jeannie when I was growing up, and it's still my favorite TV show, I think, of all time. So it just seemed like it's something, things just all fit into place when I started taking lessons. And my first teacher was Lalisha, who's known as Carolisa now. She changed her name. And then Melina, and after that Amira Jamal, and then more recently Johar. Hollywood movies, I would say. I'm really influenced in everything I do, I think, with the movies from the, the 1920s on up until probably the early 70s. And before that, I really only got into movies in college, but before that it was the old TV shows of the 60s and 70s, especially, like I was saying, I Dream of Jeannie. And I don't know, I grew up in an Italian family with a lot of women, so I'm not sure if that had an effect on belly dancing. But and I think Barbie somehow has influenced my life, because that was just that's just sort of a big part of, I don't know, how I like fashion, and I think she was one of my first fashion influences. I love Amr Diab. He's great for pop stuff, and Hakeem. I love his music. It's just so full of enthusiasm, and it's kind of happy music. I've always been really shy and quiet, and I'm still sort of like that, but I think I have more confidence, especially since I had acted a little bit before, so I tried to do things to get myself out of being so shy and just to do things in front of, an audience or whatever. And I wanted to continue doing things like that, and I think belly dancing, though, was the first thing that I actually followed through with in my life. I've sort of started a bunch of things and didn't finish them, so I feel like I really, I just have a sense of accomplishment as well. When I put on either clothes or a costume, I'm sort of a character for that day. I'm really influenced by Hollywood movies and other icons of when I was growing up, like TV show women in the TV shows and things like that. So I wear a lot of vintage clothes. So it just depends. Sometimes I'm Rita Hayworth, or when I'm dancing, if I'm dancing a certain style or using a certain type of music, or if the costume is a certain style, I just kind of try to channel that dancer or the actress. I've been studying and performing the Egyptian style lately, so I do both. And I also do something, I wouldn't really call it fusion, but sort of a a blending of styles that includes belly dance, like dancing to Western music or other types of music besides Middle Eastern, and kind of like jazz and things like that. It's kind of my own style, I guess. I've been an artist my whole life, so it's definitely a form of creative expression for me, another way to do that. Especially with, I put on my own shows, so I design the flyers and I design my costumes and things like that, and besides the dance part. So it's very creative. Well, we did, I think, at least 3 or 4 shows with live Elvis music. So we did belly dancing to live Elvis, and outer space music, rock, a lot of rock, 1960s music. We did a Hollywood show. I haven't been dancing that long, so I'm more comfortable with recorded music because you can really plan out what you're going to do, and you know everything that's going to happen in the music. And but with live music, I think there's just nothing like the energy that you get with the band behind you, and I really like it. I think I'll just get more comfortable with it as I dance more. My husband is a drummer. He's been a drummer for about 40 years, 35 or 40 years, and he performs in the shows that we put on together. A lot of people still see it as hoochie coochie, Little Egypt, vaudeville, carnival kind of stuff, and I think a lot of older people still see it as something close to stripping, and sometimes I get embarrassed looks from people when I say I'm a belly dancer, but of course younger people know about it now because of Shakira, and it definitely has more of a presence, I think, in the entertainment industry these days. It's a legitimate dance form like any other dance form. It's just that nobody else knows that yet. It's going to take a long time for people to realize that. I still get people that, just don't understand. Like when I just said this weekend that I had been in a contest, the person I told was asking me how would they judge something like that.
Samarra,
But I don't know, it's the way they would judge any other dance contest. There was a lot of anti-Arab sentiment going on in the U.S. at that time, and just between my trip and the classes I was taking, I realized this was such a beautiful culture, and I wanted to let everybody, I felt like I wanted to show everybody that.